just got done filming, so ignore the sweaty Betty mess that is myself. But we are going to talk through TVA breathwork. Now, I did a video about 360 breathwork. Today is all going to be about the TVA breathwork because I got some questions about, okay, like what's after the 360? How do we advance this? How do we work on those deep core muscles with the TVA hold, TVA breathwork, all those different things. So I'm going to talk you through it. Now, TVA breathwork is really great because it helps engage every single muscle. You're forcing that contraction to happen. You're allowing them to get stronger. You're also working on the connection, on the proper firing, and allowing these muscles to work through a range of motion or just a function that they're supposed to be doing they may have lost when it came to pregnancy and or postpartum. Now, when it comes to TVA breathwork, you are going to engage your pelvic floor too. If you're not sure how to engage your pelvic floor or what that even feels like, I'm going to walk you through this. However, I want you to know when it comes to TVA breathwork and even 360, going from the ground is going to be the easiest way to do this. So if you're having troubles feeling it while you're standing up in a kneeling position, sitting on something, go ahead and lay down on the ground. Make sure that your knees are up and feet are on the ground. That's a good position to start if feeling all these different muscles seems a little bit hard at first. I will say that sometimes if you sit on like a giant exercise ball or the Swiss ball or what a lot of people like to call a pregnancy ball, sometimes you can feel your pelvic floor a little bit easier if you're sitting on something like that or like a chair with a cushion. So play it out, feel what works best for you, go with what works best so that you can properly engage and work through that movement. Real quick talk about engaging the pelvic floor and then how this move is supposed to look, and then I'm gonna walk you through and you can do it with me and see how it feels. So when it comes to engaging your pelvic floor, a lot of times people are like, what in the world does this feel like? There's a lot of different things that people will say. Picture you're sucking up a blueberry through a straw. Picture you're stopping the flow of urine. There are a couple that I also like to picture if that helps. So I'm gonna let you know what they are. So your pelvic floor, it consists of a bunch of different muscles and it creates like a sling. It goes from tailbone to the front of your pelvis, sits bone to sits bone. It crosses all over. Now, what you can picture when it comes to engaging your pelvic floor is bringing your tailbone and the front of your pelvis together. Just picture you're trying to bring those two together and lift that muscle up to help those bones come together. Obviously, it's not going to be coming together, right? But that's just a visual to help you do this. Another thing that you can do is picture a Kleenex. Having a Kleenex lay on the ground, you're pinching it in the middle and you're pulling it up and it comes to that little tent position. Picture that as you engage, as if you're bringing your pelvic floor in. Another one that I also like to think of is if you've ever done those giant parachutes in elementary school where you lifted them up and people would run underneath, or sometimes you would throw balls on top of it and make them bounce. Think about throwing that up in the air and how it lifts up and comes to a tip at the top, and then letting it come down and relax. It's kind of what your pelvic floor does too. Your pelvic floor needs to be engaged first. Then what's going to happen is you're going to engage your lower TVAs. Think of your hip bones right here coming together as if you're tightening a corset. Then your mid TAs and your upper TAs. Your TAs are your transverse abdominis muscles. They run just like this, like a corset. So picture somebody tightening a corset up on you. Lift that pelvic floor, bring the mid, lower, upper TVAs in. Act like you're zipping up your rectus abdominis. Belly button comes in just a little bit and then lifts up. It's not shooting back towards your spine. Then you're bringing your ribs at the very end, slight crunch down. Those are the different engagements that you're going to do on an exhale for a TVA breath. So now to run through the whole entire thing. So you're going to do a nice 360 breath, allowing your ribs, abdomen, and your back to expand. It's not just your belly. On the exhale, make an audible sound and allow your pelvic floor to lift and engage. Bring those TVAs in, mid, upper, zip, and slightly crunch down. That's the core engagement that we want. Now let's do it together. Big 360 inhale here. The more you fill up your lungs, the better the exhale, better engagement. Then lift the pelvic floor first, lower, mid, upper, zip it up, and bring it down just like that, and relax. Let your pelvic floor lengthen. It's that parachute coming down. It's the tissue laying flat. You go through it again. The 360, exhale, pelvic floor first, like an elevator. Then your TVAs, zip up that rectus, slight crunch down with your ribs. That is a TVA breathwork. Now, there are many different things you can do with a TVA breathwork. You can do a bracing technique, pelvic floor endurance as well. If you want any more examples of how to work through certain breathwork, or you want more stuff like this, let me know. Any questions, let me know below, because I would love to help. I love doing this, so let me know. Make sure that you share this with a mama friend who could use this, and make sure you're following along for more mama fit stuff.